Welcome to UPSC Vinoth. Disease plays a major role in UPSC Prelims. Every year, you will get a minimum one question with respect to disease. So earlier, I had discussed about malaria and tuberculosis, which is most expected question from this year. Okay. Followed by this, rabies is being one of the most important topic for last 2 years. So rabies. So almost 59,000 rabies mediated disease deaths has been found world in every year. That means it's close to 60,000 rabies mediated human deaths. So it makes the rabies as one of the most important concern. Okay. So in India, it's around about 20,000 rabies rabies deaths has been accounted. So India alone accounts for 20,000 rabies deaths. It's not about rabies cases, it's about rabies death. So it is seems to be a silent epidemics or silent pandemics because these many people die every year. It's not about round about last 5 years or last 10 years. It's about every year. A study in One Health 2024 as published as India alone accounts 20,000 rabies death. That is around 20,000 rabies death for every year. So in India alone. So it is one of the high risk. It is one of the high risk. So about rabies, so you know that rabies is a zoonotic disease. Yes, we everyone knows that rabies is a zoonotic disease. So it spreads from not alone only from dog bite, it's also spread from all animals like cat, dog. So 99% of the cases are from dog bites. 99% of the cases are from dog bites. See, it is one of the important viral disease, zoonotic viral disease. First of all, rabies. First we must know that it is about viral disease. Viral disease. So it's been in the news for last 2 years. So the rabies virus is neurotropic. So the speciality, see, what is the mechanism of the virus is about. The rabies virus is neurotropic, travel via peripheral nerve. It is travel via peripheral nerve. So it's not through blood. See, the rabies virus is travel via peripheral nerve, so anoxial transportation. So it's not through blood. It's one of the important UPSC trap. It's rabies is travel via peripheral nerve. Once the rabies virus attacks, it's a neurotropic virus. Rabies virus is a neurotropic virus. It is fast. It is travels through. It's travel through peripheral nerve, not the blood. So the virus keeps replicating in muscle tissues first. It's keeping replicated in muscle tissues first. So by this mechanism, the immune system has been bypassed. The virus facing the immune system has been bypassed because this virus is replicating in muscle tissues. So then it enters into neuromuscular junction. And travels to spinal cord through spinal cord to brain and causes encephalitis and death. Finally, it leads to death. So rabies is one of the most dangerous disease. So death rate seems to be more when the rabbits get serious. Furious rabies. There are clinical forms of rabies are furious rabies, paralytic rabies, hyperactive hallucination, hyperphobia. So these are all the symptoms are furious rabies. Ascending paralysis, coma, it is for paralytic rabies. So the one of the biggest concern of this is, so the incubation period is about 2 to 3 months usually. It ranges up to 1 year also. See, the incubation period, it ranges up to 1 year also. So it is one of the most dangerous symptom because you can't realize that if the dog bites, you can't suddenly realize or within 2 or 3 days. It may incubate up to 1 year to 1 week. 1 year to 1 week. So post exposure prophylaxis. So life say see So it is post exposure prophylactics. See, includes 15-minute wound washing. See, after the dog's bite, the system is post exposure prophylactics. The medication is post exposure prophylactics. It is life saving. Almost immediately, 15 minutes, the wound wash is taking place. The wound wash is taking place, and human rabies immunoglobulin. So, and human rabies immunoglobulin has been given. Human rabies immunoglobulin has been given for severe bites. For severe bites, this human rabies immunoglobulin has been given for severe bites. So, no cure after symptoms appear. See, it is one of the most important thing. Rabies has no cure after the symptoms appear. So, classified as neglected tropical disease, affects rural poor and children. Affects rural poor and children. It is classified as neglected tropical disease. Generally, after the bite, the rabies enters into the saliva through saliva. After the dog bites, the rabies enters into the human body through saliva, and it started replicating in muscle tissues by escaping the immune detection. See, it is one of the important point I'm repeating again and again. It enters into the muscle tissues by escaping what? Immune system, by escaping immune system. So once it reaches the brain, it causes encephalitis, and leading to hydrophobia, paralysis. See, once the man has been detected when he is attacked by rabies. So he started to fear. He started to fear on water, hydrophobia, and paralysis coma followed by death. And no cure after symptoms has been. No cure, there has been no cure. See, it is extreme statement, no cure. So no cure. So yes, once the rabies got exposed, after the symptoms appeared, you can't cure, but you can cure before the symptoms appeared. So the UPSC can make a trap. That is no cure even before symptoms appeared. No. After the symptoms appeared only, there will be no cure. You can cure before the symptoms is getting started to appear in your body. Okay, so let us recall the points. RNA virus. So rabido viridae. The virus name is, family is Rabidoviridae. It is zoonotic disease. 99% of the cases. See, there is also, rabies can be spread through various animal bites also, like cat. See, but 99 percentage. So UPSC can also make a trap here. 100% of the cases are found in dog bites. So no. See, it's not 100%, 99%. See, it seems to be silly, but UPSC will make a trap here. So it attacks the peripheral nerve. Anoxial transportation, peripheral nerve, not through blood. So replicate in muscle tissues. So it evades immune system. So enters nerve via neuromuscular junction. So attacks travel to spinal cord and reaches brain. Once it reaches brain, it starts as encephalitis and finally leads to death. So furious rabies, hyperactive, hallucination, hydrophobia. So paralytic rabies, ascending paralysis, coma, incubation period. So it starts to 2 to 3 months, 1 to 1 year, ranges up to 1 year, 1 week to 1 year. Post exposure prophylactics. See, it's once you life saving is almost 100% is effective. The treatment. So the UPSC may ask the question. See, post exposure prophylactics is treatment for rabies, dog bites. So that too, immediately 15 minutes. Immediately after the 15 minutes, the wound wash, rabies vaccine is given. So HRAG vaccine is being given. Okay, fine. Finally, so it is no cure after symptoms appear. Okay, so neglected tropical disease, rural poor children. So it seems to be recalling session. Okay, let us have some PYQ discussion and model questions discussions with respect to rabies. Okay, see, with reference to rabies, consider the following statement. Rabies virus spreads primarily through bloodstreams, reaches brain. See, whether it is passes through bloodstreams. So see, here it seems to be very easy. While after discussing the fact, but you know that statement one is wrong. So it's not, it does not passes through, it does not spread through bloodstreams. See, it is one of the most important point. because mostly people will do this is right, people will make this is right. See, this does not pass it does not, it is passed through muscle tissues, it replicates in muscle tissues, not through bloodstream. So statement 1 is wrong. So once you remove statement 1, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, the virus initially replicates in muscle tissue before entering the nerve system. Yes, it statement 2 is correct. Post exposure prophylaxis is ineffective once the virus reaches the nerve system. Yes, once after it is reaching the nervous system, post exposure prophylaxis, no use in that, no use in that. Before that is 15 minutes, within 15 minutes the post exposure prophylaxis must be given. So yes, 2 and 3 is correct. So not blood, it's through nerve. So it's through nerve. See, just have a thing in this mind. Rabies nerval disease. So rabies nerval disease, neuro disease, rabies neuro disease. So next question. Okay, so this is the UPSC may ask such questions. Okay, next we can go to in next video we can discuss about next disease. So next disease. Thank you.